Hi Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 278. Me and Opie are here. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, and do the YouTube things. If you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to see me this week. I have lots to share. I have a cat rubbing the tripod. We're going for a ride. I'm feeling much better. Thank you for struggling with me during the not so great sounding voice last week, and the video was a little bit rough also. So thank you for hanging with me and sending me all the healing thoughts and whatnot. I am definitely on the mend. I had a couple rough days there. I even took a nap, which is usually unheard of from me, but I'm on the mend. So I want to remind you, in my description box below on this video and every video, I have a Happy Mail form. I encourage you to please fill that out. I use that information to send out Happy Mail once a month. And then I also have other friends of small businesses that are listed there. So give it a gander and see what you want to do. I love this part of the community. So I have a featured friend that was also featured recently, but I want to share in regards to her again. So Karen, the KEB Studios design, has a pattern that once she reaches 400 followers, that she is going to give as a freebie. She asked me if I would stitch on this. So it's a collaborated effort, but I want to share in regards to her again. So Karen, the KEB Studios design, has a pattern that once she reaches 400 followers, that she is going to give as a freebie. She asked me if I would stitch on this. So it's a collaborated effort. She designed it, and she's got some floss tubers and friends stitching on it. And I hope that when she releases it, like, she gives all the floss tubers names also, because I'm sure there may be a couple in there that I didn't know. I followed one that it came to because I didn't know she was a floss tuber. Anywho, I am not showing you the pattern, but I just want to encourage you again to go check out Karen and her husband at KEB Studio Designs. And I chose, so she has, like, you were supposed to use like a floss or whatever. She provided flosses, but you could use one you wanted. Well, I love Forbidden Fiber Ghost threads, and I chose to stitch it on poinsettia because this is a beautifully variegated. I would use this for Santa things. I would use this for cardinals, just kind of that cool time of the year. So this is the thread that I stitched on my section with it, and I am excited to get that sent on to the next one. And then once she reaches 400, which she's trying to do by her 40th birthday, and I believe she's like 40 people shy, maybe. That was the last time I checked. So give it a gander and see if she's somebody you would be interested in giving some love to. With that, we're going to get into my stitching for this week. I have a lot of stitching. Sickness, evidently, I'm already put out a pretty quantity of stitching, but I touched a lot of pieces this week. And some of it has to do with goals. So I knew, and I was still feeling the start thing. I'm still feeling the start thing, but I'm going to not do that this week. And we're going to see, because I do have a few more things that I know that I want to get started at the beginning of the year. And I know the reason for this is like to set myself up to like continue for the rest of the year. Some of them are smalls. Some of them I just want to dabble on as I go. You know me. In the last few years, I did a berry and a stocking a month. So I think I'm trying to fill up that hole of like, what am I going to do? Opie's getting ready to jump down. The cat's down there. So we're going to see if I end up doing a weird pause in here, but we're going to keep trucking until then. So very first stitch I have to show with you is my blessing sampler. It was asked where this sampler was from. I got it off of Gumroad Designs. I'm going to put the name of them here. It was so cute, and I love stitching this. So this is where I'm at on it. I am down to this is where I'm at on it. I am down to just the borders. So I don't even have to look at the pattern anymore. There's an inside and outside black border that goes all the way around it. I should have no problem getting that finished, to be honest with you. My next thing that I stitched on, I'm usually a seasonal stitcher, so I usually have something in the season stitching. So the one I have right now is Sampler Seasons Winter by Blueberry Ridge. And this is the monochromatic, but I have told you that I am not doing that. I am changing it up. And this is what I have. So I have there's where I'm at on it. What I'm doing is based on Miss EJ. She was the one that gave the idea for this color, which is a variegated thread. And then there's 4 threads in there, 4 thread colors that are in there that make up that variegated thread. So now I'm dispersing it throughout, and I got this far. I have 1 more of the 4 colors, and then it's just going to keep going. So clearly I'm still back to my old self of working on the borders before I keep going. And that one's on a 40 count, so it's looking small. I need to trim the fabric so it makes it easier to stitch on. So I'm going to do that before I put everything away today. The next thing that I touched is Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is one that Stacie started the stitch. Oh my gosh, I just stuttered. And she started a stitch along with it, and I just like started it with them, and then I didn't stick up with it. But I'm happy to be working on this one again, and we're seeing I'm doing this one. It's like my focus for the month, but it will not be done this month. But this is where I'm at on it. I do have those all stitched, and now I'm working on filling them in. The next one that I have, I am putting in 300 stitches on this piece every single month. So I do have goals like monthly, and I stress myself out at the beginning of the month to like bust through them, and then I like chill. So I'm kind of at that phase of like chill a little bit. So ink circles, dog's declaration, no plan. Even my 300 a month will not get this done, but I would just like to chunk it down and see where I can get to on it. Again, another 40 count, and that's part of the reason it slows me down, but also it looks so good that, yeah, how can I not? So this is where I'm at on it. And basically I finished off the word right here, Liberty, and was able to get my 300 stitches in. So, I mean, like 300 stitches a month is no joke by the end of the year, but not enough to finish that because that is the big one. Another one that I told you that I was not done feeling the stitch on it, and I still am not done, but I'm also kind of over the Christmas stitching. So we're going to see if I can dedicate 1 day a month to this, and we'll see how that goes. If not, it'll just be a Christmas in July stitch. But this is my Miss Christmas Eve by Mirabilia. And y'all are going to be like, you're so close. And I am so close. I'm just kind of like, ugh. So I have 2 water lilies still left, Krynic, and beads. That's why I say I did put a couple hundred stitches in her, maybe just 100. I don't really know. I don't remember at this point, but she's beautiful. And I just saw at my store, they were pinning it to frame up someone else's. So I do want to keep going on her. It's just kind of like feeling So maybe the 25th of the month or something, I do something to dedicate to where I work on that a little bit. But I am still loving, of course, my Mirabilias. That's probably the most charts that I have started and plugging away at. So the next one that I started on New Year's Eve, it's Miss New Year's Fairy. And she looks nothing like this. Like, we say that all the time, but she really looks nothing like that. So I got the skin done since I saw you last. She's definitely starting to look like a fairy here. We'll see. She's going to be one of those ones that I keep out and see. I don't know, just a little bit at a time, and we'll see how she plugs along. So the next set of stitching that I have is because I am doing the temperature stitching. Now this is kind of cool because I don't know how many I'm going to stitch on these until like every 7 days I pull it up. That's kind of my rotation right now. So when I pull it out, I'm trying to do temperature Tuesday, and that means I have to get 700 stitches done. I did not succeed at that, and it fell over into Wednesday, but that was okay. And I don't even remember. I feel like we'll see if I remember. I don't have this written down. I should probably write this down. But I feel like I did 200 stitches on this. So this is Strength and Dignity by the Proper Stitcher. That's what it's going to look like. Eventually you'll see I'm changing some of the colors there. But I did finish out the leaves and start the roof. So I would say that's probably 200 stitches. This is on a 25 count vintage smoky Lugana. Someone asked me, and this is like in the middle of my things to remember. It just pops in my head, so I got to remember it now. They asked me how I count my stitches. I count my stitches by using the Markup XP app. So And what that means is like that pattern, I scanned it in and I put it on there so that I can mark it off and it tracks my stitches. If not, I have one of those little thumb things. I'm looking to see if I have one handy, but I don't. It's like all kinds of, like knitters use it. People use it to do counting, like if they need to do rows. And so I just wear it on my thumb and I count it like this. So, maps of Hawk Run Hollow, which again, why I put this in here, I don't know, but I'm just getting through it. And what I mean is that I am reinventing first that line that you see hard drawn. That's like as far over it's going to go, but I'm actually pulling elements in and kind of like reimagining it in my head. So this is where we are on it. It's so pretty. Basically, I filled in more of the river. So now it's to the reimagining part, and I need to, like, it will definitely take focus because I feel like I'm going to put a house here. There's some butterflies that are here that I'm probably going to move over here. I don't really know exactly 100% where I'm going with all of it, but I'm going somewhere with it. So that's kind of cool. And from what I say on here, it could change on what I do. So then I have two more for the season, for the temperature stitching. I know this is in my bag, but Seeking Refuge by the Scarlet House is another one that I started in 2020. Will you stop rubbing my tripod? I had to put in like 400 stitches in this. I do remember that. So what those 400 stitches were ended up being trying to hold the tripod, hold the stitching, do all the things. Whew, it's a hot mess. All these little flowers down here, I got all of those done and I started working on the branches on that tree. I'm trying to get to the point where this will be a great temperature stitching because from the red flowers up is like a green color and from there down is a black color. So it'll just be fill-in, so it'll be great stitching. I have just like you see here, that tree there. This has flowers that come out of it. I may put it over here also. I don't think I'm putting the words over there. So we'll see. That little part at the top, again, is a reimagined. I started stitching this at the end of my dad's life. Actually, I just lost him, and that's when I started that processing his estate. The next stitch that I stitch on, I only need to stitch on it for one day, and that is the 2023 Collector's Heart. They come out with one of these every single year. I don't get them every year, but I did get this one. It was a little kit. It's 36 count, and basically that's where I'm at. So the stitches that I put in was this corner, the line across here, and I started on this heart right there. It is a one thread situation of a cottage garden thread. And like I said, it came as a kit. So there is that. And now we are going to start into my pile of like feeling the new starts. So I knew that this was 100, all of these were planned starts. I knew that I wanted to get them started. So there's that. The first one is a Nora Corbett. I keep referring to them as the Reindeers. I know that that's not what they're called. They're called the Christmas Eve Carriers, but I call them the Reindeers. I keep saying, and that I was complained about that in my last video. I am doing 3 in a row, and I ended up staining my own fabric, and basically the first one got done as far as the box in, so we'll see where I go with that. Again, no rush on those, but I do want to continue to see progress. So there's that. The next one that I started, this series came out for this year, and I'm getting them every single month from Sammy at the tiny Hummingbird Stitchery. Sorry, people, words today. This is the January one, and my friend Chrissy pointed out that it's a mirrored image, and I didn't see that till she said it, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to stitch all of that twice. So I'm going to cut it in half, and this is where I got to on it. This was about probably 3 days of like little stitching sessions. So there is a tree on this side, a tree and a snowman, and then some snow on the bottom still. I love the blues. It's a beautiful color. Super excited. So I would love to get this one done every single month, but that is questionable. We'll see. The next one that I started because I want this series to move along. So I thought if I like got it started, then I'll go for it more often. Like most of the time, my least favorite thing to do is to start things. So if it's started, then it'll progress. I don't know. I thought I'd gotten over that, but sometimes it just still gets at me. So hand on designs, gathering together. So I have 2 of these started. Yeah. So it is the small gathering one. I was in the well-rounded, was it well-rounded? Nope. Gather rounds club. And so I got all of those rounds, and then I almost didn't show you this. I didn't even get the word completed. So gather together. And to finish my thought, I have all the smalls on those. So this will be a little one that goes in the vignette also once they are all stitched. It'll be a cute little display. My grandkids play with my displays, but All right, so I still have a few berries laying around. So I had done the berries for like 2 years, 3 years. I have lots of berries to finish. But this is the last one where I was in that club, and that club is done now. So Francis Flora, I got this started. I would like to see this one get finished this month, but we will see. Now that somebody brought it to my attention that I say a lot, I am like hyper focused on it, and I'm trying not to like beat myself up for it. You heard a zipper because one last thing to show you, and that is my butterfly Afghan. I'm stitching this every single week on Sunday. I'm making it my Sunday stitch because I want to see this done this year. But if I do a block every 6 weeks, this will get done. So this is where I got to. And it's so pretty. Those colors are coming together. I have black tips that still need to come out, and there's white and black down here. And then the word, and then this one's done. So it's still probably going to take 2 more weeks. So this was like the 3rd week I think I was working on it. I'm not really sure off the top of my head. It's in my notes. All right, so that is my stitching for this week. So if that's what you're here for, that's cool. But I do have a couple of things and plans and grandkids, so let's do this. All right, so the new Cross Stitch magazine that came out for this month, this piece right here on the front was super cute. And then my LNS pointed out to me that the dyer for that is a local dyer to me. My store carries their fabric, but they didn't have this, so it was on order. I was waiting. So the fabric is from We Will Dye For You. It is a 28 count piece of chocolate mousse. I ordered it. Well, once it came in, I stopped by and I picked it up. So it's just kind of a plain taupe, but it's got some variegation in there. I am going to stitch this just because I want to support them. So You're Still the One, which now I can't get that song out of my head. You're welcome. I sing it on repeat in my head when I see this. So this is kind of cool. And this is probably, my husband and I are going on a vacation, and this may be the piece that I take to just be the only thing that I take on that. We'll see. It probably will, because like, we're trying to pack light. It's going for a week. I don't know. The same piece all week long. You guys may like, we will see. It's still in my brain. But wouldn't that be cool if I just like started it and finished in that week? I'm talking to you. I'm just talking to you. Okay, my cat just laid down on my next thing that I have to share. So I did get a t-shirt from Athena at Stitching Goddess Designs. Last year, she did a, words, Janet. She did every season, she did a t-shirt, and I love a seasonal girl if you've been here for a hot minute. So when a t-shirts come, they usually come with a sticker also. So there's that. And now I'm going to make Ollie move so I can get this. Okay. So the one to finish up last year's season is Winter Stitching Vibes, which totally digging this. I love the heathered look. This is a perfect color. I do know from her that there will be another like series coming out in 2025. So keep your eyes out. This is a 24-hour sale when she does it. I try to remember to advertise it on my social media. So what else I have is, let me talk to you about plans. So my plans for this week, again, is the temperature stitching. I have daily stitching. I'm going to try to work on those small, some like in my head goals that I want to get done. And we'll go from there. So we'll see when I come at you next week what I actually have to bring to you for stitching. And moving on to personal stuff, Opie is getting like you probably have some weird splits because Opie is getting like, I had a mention, you can tell I had a rough week, so I didn't see my grands. I went like 4 days without seeing my grandkids at all because I didn't want to like give it to them. So seeing them this weekend, I have some cute little pictures like me holding them and reading, and Colton's reading to Ozzy and I'm reading to Henry, and what was well loved and hugs to get a hold of them. And I don't know, I tried to suck up all as many hugs as I could over the weekend because I did go 4 days without seeing them. So it was good to see them. Over the weekend was my mom's birthday, and that's bittersweet for me. She would have been 77. I'll miss her for always. I watched a clip that talked about the grief box, and if I could, I can't share it with you, but I'm going to explain it to you. It was basically a box, and it has a balloon. It's like a hot button in it at the bottom of the box, and then it's like a great big balloon, and it says like, in the beginning, the grief is so bad, the ball is great big, but over time the ball gets smaller, but it still will hit that button every once in a while, and then the grief all comes back for you at like from the time that it happened originally. It was very like, whoo, yeah, that's how it feels. So I don't remember the exact words that were explained, but basically you still go on with your life. The grief, you just learn to live around your grief, and when the hot button gets hit, you just let it go. So, and usually on her birthdays is a trigger for those hot button days for me, directly to it. But, you know, I think that I stitched a piece for her a long time ago that mentions it. I'm going to put that piece here. I'm not right now, while I'm recording this, able to remember the exact words, but it does encompass how I feel, and it's about a life that's like of love. So I'm going to get off of here and let you get on to your next floss tuber. Bring it back up with the happiness. We all have ups and downs in our lives, and I thank you so much for being part of my life and choosing to spend some time with me. You mean the world to me, as far as knowing that I have this community that connects with me. So with that, please have a great week. Please stay warm and safe, and I love you all. So please keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.